It's basically medical history. It's the story is almost always the same. Somebody who is 65 or older who started developing um, memory loss, recent events, then they progress, they start developing all the symptoms I showed. Of course, this history includes family history also. We do perform some mental status tests that help us determine, or at least objectively determine how's the mind of the person. So we evaluate memory, cognitive aspects like arithmetic or calculus or simple calculus. We do evaluate, well, like the three things I was telling you: mind, time, space, and person. And when I say person, are things that identify yourself, like what age are you, what do you do, what's your job, and things like that. Brain histology, and this of course happens after death usually, because you have to take a sample of the brain, so we don't usually do it when the patient's alive. And brain images, MRIs, CTs, or PET scans, they're all good. So we have to basically rule out every other possibility before we say it's a dementia. But basically what we see in the brain is that the brain gets atrophy. That means its size, it starts like shrinking. It gets smaller and smaller because the cortex, which is the more developed part in our brains, the human brain, that's like the main characteristic of our brain, the cortex starts shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So that's what we see on these images. So if we add all of these things, we get to the diagnosis. So definitely you have to go to the doctor, probably several doctors, psychiatrists, neurologists, before you actually get the final diagnosis.